Hey everyone, Julian here. Today I'm going to showing you how to make classic 2000s trance, Anjuna beat style, Paul Masterson style, you know, all that kind of stuff. To go along this video, you can get this full template, the entire samples, MIDI, presets, and the project file that you just heard in that intro is available at the top of the description on my website. Definitely go grab that, guys. It's a really great trance template. If you grab this, I promise today you will have something really awesome to get you started with these tracks or give you some new inspiration and anything in between. Links at the top of the description. Thanks for the support, guys, and let's dive in. Alright, so we're at 140 BPM, and the first thing we have is this trance kick. So yeah, just a nice punchy kick. It's really more about the texture. If you look at the waveform, you can see it's got this really long punch to it, like all of this is punch. And then the body's a bit shorter, but then if you put that with like the bass line, it's really about how it fits with that bass. Like, it has this huge impact at the start, and then you don't hear it as much, so then it's going to work really well with the rolling bass line. So then we got the bass line. This is the pattern. So what it's doing is it's following the chord progression, right? We're going D major, F sharp minor, E major, B minor, and then what we're doing is it's like just straight 16ths, and then all these eighth notes, the ones on the upbeats, are an octave up. So it creates this really, like, you know, busy pattern. But you hear how much energy that's adding to the track if you take it out. See, the bass does a lot in these tracks. So for the actual sound, it's made with 2 layers of wavetable. What we're doing is we've got this saw wave and square wave bass. They're nice and punchy. We got the filter with an envelope on it. And there's a ton of unison. And then we have this one, which is just the saw wave with no unison. So you get the like power of the no unison, and then the big fat sound with the unison, put them together. And there you go, you get this really full bass. We've got a bit of amp without it. With it, right, you can hear it's just adding a bit of crunch to the bass line. We're doing the bass mono to make sure that unison doesn't mess up and make anything phasing. And then we have this auto pan to give it like a fake sidechain, so it'll bounce off the kick. Then we have the chords. So what's happening here is these are the same chords I just showed you with the bass line, right? Again, D major, F sharp minor, E major, B minor, right? So if we're doing this like in the key of, let's say we're in the key of D major, so, or in the key of, I think it would be F sharp minor, right? So we'd have like our major or our minor 6th, the root note, minor 7th, and then 4th. Right, and then what it's doing is it's doing this rhythm where it's just the root note and then the 3rd of each chord. And then you can hear this rhythm against the bass line. And the lead, you can see it's creating a lot of movement in the track, right? So for the sound, it's a saw wave inside a wavetable here, right, with a ton of unison, just like a classic super saw, but it's very tight and punchy, as you can see. We've got this envelope on the filter, bit of delay, a bit of reverb, another auto pan to make it bounce off the kick, and then we're cutting out the lows. Then we have the pad. So yeah, same chords as you've been seeing. The thing that this pad does though is, so that last one it was just root note and 3rd, so like the first note, the first voice and the second voice in the chord. Here we've got root note, 5th, and then 3rd up top. Right, so it's a little bit more full. For the sound on this one, it's wavetable. So wavetable, obviously you can see, is really good for trance like this. We've got this sweep wavetable and then this octave phase. So kind of like, you know, some different flavors. This is a really good place where you could use wavetables and create something a little bit different, so it's not just the same supersaw all the way through. Like, there's a lot of sounds where the supersaw obviously works very well. But then something like this, you can get a little bit more creative. We have a little bit of an LFO on the wavetables, some unison on shimmer, chorus, reverb, high pass, and then auto pan to make it bounce off the kick. Then we've got the lead. So what this is doing here is it's kind of doing this thing where, again, we're starting on, so we're in the key of F sharp minor, right? And if you look at this starts on C sharp. It's playing a fifth. So it's like fifth, fourth, then it's fourth, third, then it's ninth, third, and then it's minor seventh, root note, ninth, root note, third, and then fourth again. So you can see sticking is like you're walking up to that fifth. I think that's a big thing with these trance melodies, is you have a chord progression and then the melody is going to kind of like resolve actually on the fifth of that progression. And then also it's the rhythm, you know, and not just the rhythm of this, but the way that's going to fit together with these other elements. You know, a lot of that, like the 16th notes and the syncopation in these tracks is not from the drums. The drums are usually pretty simple. It's like this. You know, these synths are really doing that. So for the actual sound, what it is it's this super pulse waved out square wave. I've just turned the pulse width up a lot. We've got this random note unison all the way up. Bit of overdrive, here's without it. It really gives it that like attitude you want. A bit of delay, reverb, high pass, and then we're making it bounce off the kick with a little bit of fake sidechain. Then we have the drums. Now I'm showing you these with the bass line because you can see, like, without that, you know, these drums are very focused. I think you want to keep that in mind when you're making a trance song, like, you know, this stuff is already filling up the frequency spectrum so much that the drums really mostly are going to be kind of just like in the high end with a bit of groove. So we got like a nice open hi-hat, very bright, and we're even high passing it. A ride cymbal, which is being high passed, the snare. So the way I made this is, the way you get these like classic trance snares is basically we're taking a clap, which is very like, you know, very mid-rangey, and then a snare, either from a 909 or an 808. And then you get those, you're going to turn the clap down a lot and turn the snare up, because the next thing is distortion. And what's going to happen is you can hear the clap comes out a lot more with the distortion, and the snare will be brought down, but they'll kind of like hit each other right, if that makes sense. Like too much clap and you don't really get the from the snare, so you just want a little clap and then the distortion will bring it out. And then just high pass it so it doesn't get in the way of the kick or the bass. Close hi-hat. And this little breakbeat too, which is really just adding some nice highs. You know, you have like the drums are already sounding like this, and then you add this. It just gives that element of life to the drums. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, entire templates available at the top of the description on my website. Definitely go grab that. Really helps support me. I don't make a whole lot off of YouTube. You guys will laugh if you saw it. But with these templates and different stuff, I'm able to keep going, keep bringing you guys new tutorials every single day, showing you how to make these styles that no one's talking about. Thank you so much for the support, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.